People think that success is planned. You do hard work, you follow a strategy, and you think the result is expected. But what if I tell you that sometimes it doesn't happen the way you thought or expected the result to be? Because life is always full of surprises. This idea comes from chapter 12 of Psychology of Money, which is called Surprise. The author is telling that life is always full of surprises. The events that happened before might not happen today or in future also, because all the time the history is a study of facts or events that happened before, right? There is no way or there is no guarantee that the same thing will happen in the future also. It doesn't repeat all the time. It doesn't repeat even 1% of the time also. So that is the main idea. We all try and plan our life to be the way, like we have some dreams of future, this is how we wanted it to be, but all the things that are happening till now are not in your hand. You see around you the biggest changes in the right now in the society, or the failures or the great innovations, that all happened as an outlier, not like nobody has planned it to be like that. For example, the coronavirus, or the right now the AI revolution, those things nobody predicted it. Nobody thought it was gonna be like this much huge, like it won't be like affecting this many people. Nobody thought like that. But history doesn't repeat, and always the outliers become the most affecting thing that happens to all of us. It affects all the people in the world. The major ones, financial crisis or healthcare crisis, or sometimes the major successes also, they all come as an unexpected manner. If you see the day-to-day life that we lead, it is based on money. So the matter with money is, the main problem with money is that it's not like some hard science in the sense, it's not like physics. You see a data that happened in the future which are factful, and which are like you can predict the same thing will happen in the future also. But money is not a hard science. It is a bunch of people who are making some decisions, who are sitting at a top position or somewhere, or in government, some bunch of people making some huge decisions which affect a lot of us, mostly all of us, right? When people are leading in that manner, people always lead in either greed or fear. It's not like if physics would be more tougher if electrons had feelings, right? Electron doesn't have feeling, but humans, we have all kinds of feelings: fear, greed, stress. We all work differently under stress, we all think differently under stress. So because of that issue, because of those feelings we have, it becomes more tougher with money, investing or saving or building wealth. It's not as easy as we think, or it is not going to be the same if you plan 10 years ahead also, right? Because imagine, before 10 years or 15 years, somebody has told us the cash, we'll see less of a hard cash. It's all gonna be soft cash, like how we have UPI, online transaction. That would have been, maybe few people thought, but not all of us, like common people would have been not able to imagine this is gonna be the future, right? So it affects all of us. Because for example, if you are experiencing something, you think that you can predict future. For example, you have lived 30 years of life, like say example, you are working from 10 years. But if somebody has told you before 5 years that AI is gonna come, and like these many job this many will be affecting, or job market gonna be like this, we would have believed it 1% or 2%. Maybe, maybe it will happen, maybe in the future it will happen, not right now, not like currently. It's not going to happen like this in a 2 year or 3 year. But what is happening right now, it is affecting all of us in a real time. In 2-3 years it's going to be more huge, right? So just because we are in technical field, just because I'm in investing field, just because I have seen ups and downs so many times, it doesn't make us have a right to predict the future. Like it is gonna be like this only, I know, I can predict. No, that doesn't happen. At least with money matters. You are having this illusion that I can predict future, I know what will happen, I know I can like analyze some whatever the past things happened, I know all these things happened, maybe one of this might happen, so I know. But when you are thinking that like that way, you are going to miss two things. One, the most affecting thing that are happening are outliers. Nobody will saw those coming. Whatever we just discussed, corona in the health perspective, or AI revolution in technology perspective, or inflation in money perspective, nobody would have been thought this is the extent of those happening, right? So those are outliers, but they affect more. There are many things that happens every day, but they are common and it doesn't affect so many of us, but these they affect all of us. Outliers. So when you are thinking that you can predict future, you are missing some outliers which affect all of us the most, and also they are not in your control. You cannot control all those huge things. Like common people will not be able to control all those things. We are just on the side of affectors, like that happens and we get affected, that's all. That is all in our hand. And also when you are studying history and you know that you are thinking that you know this is the history, it can be sometimes misleading, because whatever the things that happened in the past 50 years or 100 years, they are not relevant to today. The problems that we are facing today are different. The way the government works today is different. The way the online world has become, it is not the same as 10 years. So whatever the study that happened 10 years before, it won't be able to solve the today's problem, or you won't be able to understand that and study, and you think that okay, I'll be able to solve today's problems what I have. So sometimes it's not useful only whatever you understand or study in the past. So the main lesson that we can get from this, whatever the unexpected nature of world or the work that it happens, the more study that you do on the past history or anything, that time the only takeaway should be more generalized. What is more generalized? How people behave when there is a stress, how people drive, like what drives them the most, fear, greed. When some unexpected things happens, how do we respond, how did they respond, what was the uh, cycle of changes that were happening, how did it affect people, what were people doing. Only those things you can take away, other than the scenarios or the financial things that time whatever happened. For example, in our life also, if 10 years 15 years before something happened in the family, you are thinking that will only happen in the future also, I'll get ready for that. But that might not happen. So something different, some different problem might happen in your current situation, right? So what does this mean for you and me, like common people like us? So don't rely on a perfect plan and assume that everything goes perfectly like the way you plan. Don't rely on that. Always keep a margin of safety, always have a backup plan, always have a feeling that something might go unexpected, and what will you do at that time, right? Have a thinking of that sort, so that will be beneficial in the long run. When something unexpected happens, there are two types of people that behave: one who survive that unexpected surprise, and one who doesn't survive, they fail. The difference between those two types of people is just thinking of the surprise that might come along after some time, as we discussed, like the job or anything that might happen, that is the surprise. Having a backup, that is the only solution that we can do. So that is the takeaway from this chapter. uh, Surprising things always happens. So that was the chapter. Let's see you in the next one. Thank you.